Welcome to the Sparkroom webinar series. Sparkroom provides full-service, data-driven marketing and technology solutions to ignite your performance marketing. Our webinars provide actionable advice and insight to help you better strategize, execute, analyze, and optimize your marketing campaign efforts.
Good afternoon. My name is Michelle Verlin, and I'm the Marketing Manager here at Sparkroom. I'd like to welcome everyone to today's webinar, The Evolution of Inquiry Generation, What Every Marketer Should Know. Sparkroom is a leader in performance marketing, providing fully transparent, analytics-based strategies that achieve challenging marketing objectives. Sparkroom provides both marketing services and marketing software, allowing for improved efficiency of data-based marketing campaigns through sophisticated strategies. Today's presenter is Megan Yuppa, Sparkroom's VP of Performance Marketing, who has spent a decade in the education marketing space. Megan has extensive experience maximizing workable inquiries for admissions teams while decreasing clients' cost per acquisition. Thank you for joining us, and now I'll pass things over to Megan.
Thanks, Michelle. Hi, everyone. Hopefully you already know a little bit about Sparkroom, who we are, what we do, but let me tell you a little bit about how I fit in here. I'm Megan Yuppa, and these days I work with our marketing services clients and their third-party media sources. I oversee the planning and execution of those digital campaigns. I've been at Sparkroom for almost 9 years, first working with our affiliate network to develop partnerships and give sites the tools they needed to monetize on their traffic. The latter part of my time here has been working with marketing services clients and vendors not only to fulfill lead goals, but also meet conversion goals, maintain compliance standards, and carefully guide them through the crazy journey of turning inquiries into customers, and in a lot of cases, turning customers into students. That journey has changed quite a lot over the years, and here at Sparkroom, we're always up for a challenge. So when the world around us evolves, we respond. We evolve too. In today's webinar, you have the pleasure of listening to me talk about how we've changed our third-party lead inquiry campaigns recently to include all lead sources, not only those lead sources limited to the pay-per-inquiry model. My goal is to have you as the audience agree that non-cost per lead inquiries are just as important and happen to nicely complement standard cost per inquiry campaigns. Here's what you have ahead of yourselves today. First, we'll go over some new terms that you should consider adding to your glossary, why we're evolving, and how we're going to go about doing it. I'm also going to help you get moving in the right direction with some recommendations. New world terms. Are you still speaking in only the CPL language? Well, gone are the days of your media plan having only a column for affiliate name, CPL, and lead cap. There are other metrics and characteristics you need to consider. It's time for a media plan wardrobe update. What do you need to know? Let's highlight a few of the more common terms our media planners are seeing these days. CPM, cost per impression. Actually, it's cost per 1,000 impressions. This means you're paying every 1,000 times your brand shows up. CPC, cost per click. Someone clicks on your brand, going to your own landing page. CPL, PPL, we all know that one, cost per lead, or pay per inquiry. Hot transfer, aka warm transfer, aka warm call transfer, however you spin it, it's a cost per inbound transfer to the customer's sales or admissions rep. Sponsorship. This could be a number of promotions or types of packages of promotions. Pricing varies, but often packaged like a subscription, whether monthly or yearly. Sometimes they're even prepaid, sometimes combined with other pricing models. Subscription. It's just a more specific type of sponsorship. We hear about these a lot in EDU specifically. It's often a profile placement, paid monthly or annually. Your effective CPI. This is just the cost over the number of inquiries. We try to encourage non-cost per inquiry campaigns to still pay attention to this. Since we're used to aligning cost per lead with effective cost per conversion, with the right tools in place, we could still assign an effective cost per lead to a campaign. You should be driving traffic to a landing page with a call to action, whether it be an inbound call or a request for information. How many clicks did you need to purchase before you got to that inquiry? And on the other side, if you ask the lead provider what their effective CPL is, you'll hear a variety of answers. most likely including return leads and any other absorbed costs on their side. Retargeting. I threw this in here because we're hearing a lot about these lately. These are display campaigns that follow a lead or unfinished lead from an advertiser's site to other locations throughout the web. Third parties can help connect your visitors after they've left your site or another relevant site. Those users are almost ready and motivated to ask you to contact them, but perhaps they just need to see your brand once again to officially seek you out. Attribution. In basic terms, it's the ability to credit a marketing channel. You want to know what channels contributed to the journey. So why have we needed to evolve? What we've seen motivate advertisers and providers to get more creative with their planning are a number of things. First, the changing landscape. This includes regulations like gainful employment and misrepresentation. Active marketing outlets. Service providers update their capabilities very often. Providers move out of this space and limit their offerings. It's important to be in the know. And finally, maybe most importantly, performance. We evolve out of necessity. Remember, these options to enhance your third-party provider campaigns. We have not seen that these out-of-the-box products are replacing cost per inquiry campaigns entirely. They work well with scalable and targeted cost per inquiry channels you may have been limited to before. So how do we go about starting? Focus on driving traffic to your landing page. Look for opportunities that take users to a branded landing page on the advertiser's own site. Whether you're paying on a cost per lead, CPC, CPM, or prepaying, there may even be partnerships you manage today that are willing to test a different landing page. Aside from having a third-party outlet to test those landing pages, there are a number of advantages for the advertiser to consider here. First, possibly most importantly, these inquiries are exclusive and give external website visitors a similar user experience as those first-party leads we all love so much. Secondly, compliance on an RFI form is no longer a concern. We chatted about misrepresentation earlier. Changes are dynamic. Have you changed a degree level or a program name? You're in control of what's being displayed to your inquiries here. What else? Invalid leads are less likely to be remarketed to competitors. These opportunities also allow for distribution to channels that capture inquiries online as opposed to over the phone. And finally, many non-PPL apps are program specific. You may be holding yourself back from super relevant websites that do not sell traffic on a cost per lead basis today. Cut the fat. We say it often, but we don't want you to cut so much that you go dark or so much that you're removing sources for no reason. Once you've established a sample size, know what to expect. Gather expectations from your partners. Have they experienced positive outcomes with a similar offer? What struggles came up? Identify max volume capabilities. Many unique inquiry opportunities are low volume. If you're going to make room for sponsored listings, it may make sense to make room across all relevant programs and locations. Not all providers are created equal. If you're paying per click, does it make sense to limit program offers anyway? If you're prepaying for review content, for example, does it make sense to drive only to a request for information form? Ask your partners to set up multiple calls to action to get the most out of your non-pay-per-lead campaigns. Look hard. There's more out there than standard CPL buys. Ask questions. Look for better pricing to test a brand new product. Many partners are happy to offer discounts to lead buyers who are ready to take a head start on a new product. Prioritize your content opportunities. Prospects coming from relevant content leading to your phone number or school website are more likely to enroll. Make sure your partner knows your goals. We're used to this with CPL partnerships, but non-PPL vendors may not understand your need for actual contacts into your center and not just impressions or clicks. Evaluate and realign your processes. You need to consider your data and the processes surrounding that. Understand your reporting and maintenance responsibilities. This isn't as intimidating as it might seem. Many partners will manage real-time bidding that is needed to get the most out of your campaigns. They may be willing to do this indefinitely or just during the test period. It's important to get a full scope before launching. Now, operationally, you may need to do some fine-tuning for these unique opportunities. Hot transfer campaigns are a great example. Sticking to the agreed-upon operating hours is essential. Adjusting them may be necessary too. If you have a qualifying transfer center, it may be in your best interest to remove that step. Don't forget to update your performance practices and analysis timelines. Once you open up to different pay-per-performance models, you need to track performance by channel type. Sparkroom is already enabled for this. If you're running non-PPL channels, make sure your lead providers and channels are categorized accurately in your reporting. Because many of these inquiry generation efforts are new, the verdict is still out on just how much we can target. Non-pay-per-lead partners may not be able to accommodate quite as many requirements as you're used to paying for on the cost per inquiry basis. But if you're paying for the click or impression or prepaying, are all those requirements even necessary? Optimize. Take action once you have the data to back it up. Don't forget to implement your identifiers, pixels on thank you pages, vendor custom IDs, advertiser custom IDs, unique URLs with campaign IDs. All this is going to assist you in tracking success and making decisions in the future. Now, everybody always asks, how long does it take? How long do I have to wait? Well, be patient. It's an evolution, not a revolution. But let me try to help you guys out here. How long should providers and advertisers expect to wait? As with anything new, be prepared to monitor it closely. Establish a testing timeline and really give it that time. This also depends on the amount of data you're receiving and how often it's being communicated with your partners. Create a testing timeline, and assuming that performance stats are in order and communicated in real time to providers, identify early indicators and expectations as you normally would. There is likely at least one early milestone you can rely upon to predict performance down the road. Go with your gut. If you're not seeing progress after a couple months or receiving poor feedback from the advertiser's team, make a change. And don't forget to look back. Cycle times could be longer and should be much different than what you normally see for standard external PPL campaigns. Retention data. Do you have it? Do you share it? You should be. Make long-term plans based on it and listen to your data. As campaigns run long enough to establish conversion takeaways, you may want to budget separately or even create unique cost per acquisition goals surrounding them. Now, I may make it sound so easy, but I don't want you to oversimplify it either. Measure performance by channel type and also by marketing budget segments. After taking steps to participate in channels outside of strictly pay-per-lead, has your cost per acquisition gone down? If that is truly the priority, it may make sense to have a separate budget and performance goals for these channel types. Be prepared for challenges along the way, too. Are you having trouble meeting lead goals? You may need to simultaneously be addressing that with a strategic partner or two. Of course, we always look at how our partners perform against similar partners, and we look at how third-party marketing channels measure up against first-party marketing channels. Make sure you're also looking at performance of third-party in and of itself and the impact it has on your organization as a whole. Has the percentage of enrollments coming from these channels changed? Has your return rate gone up? Has your geo reduced? Once you find new performing channels, you might find the criteria for your CPL campaigns may need to be refined too. Some timeless advice for my listeners today. Be willing to do something you've never done before. See what's out there for yourselves. Third-party media channel is evolving. Are you evolving with us? Some reminders for you. Only remove sources for a reason. If something is not broke, don't fix it. Make room across all lead programs and locations. And remember, not all providers are created equal. Non-cost per lead channels are not meant to be a replacement. Allow them to work alongside the already effective channels you have in place. Prepare for it, execute it, and monitor it. and some newer advice from a well-known millennial, reminding us to go for it because the biggest risk is not taking any risk at all. Thanks for taking the time to join me today, and I'm going to loop Michelle back in to close it up with maybe some questions from the audience.
Thank you so much, Megan. As she said, we will be taking questions from the attendees now. So if you do have something you'd like to ask Megan today, please feel free to type it into the questions box you should see on your control panel. If at the moment you're not seeing the control panel, look for the orange box with the white arrow. Click on the arrow, the panel will expand, and you'll see the questions section. Now, we did receive some questions while Megan was speaking, so we'll start with those first. So Megan, our first question is, how do you go about determining an appropriate cost per click budget?
Okay, if you're looking to start a cost per click campaign and you're not used to them and you have no idea what kind of cost per click you should expect, I really think that you should treat them like the budget you're taking that from. So cost per lead, I mean, you should, if you're pulling budget from there, you should really maximize the opportunity by providing a fair testing sample as you normally would. If you're used to testing with $2,000, test with $2,000. If you're used to testing with $8, test with $8. But you need to make sure that you understand what you're getting out of it, and I encourage partners and advertisers alike to look for program-specific opportunities and look for even location-specific opportunities to hone in on what you're actually looking to get out of it. So I would go with the same testing budget that you're used to, so no one gets too scared and no one gets too nervous about what's going to happen, and your risk is not too high.
Okay, thank you. Now, what is the biggest growing channel that you are seeing the best balance of quality and volume of at the moment?
The best marketing channel, quality and volume. I like any campaign that takes leads directly to a landing page. So like I don't really mind if we're paying what metric we're paying on. I think my favorites are when we're prepaying and I could just get an unlimited amount of leads from it, because it's kind of like a race to drive down that effective cost per lead. So I'd say anything where I'm prepaying, and then I could work with the partner on if expectations aren't met. It's really easy to work with partners like that because they know that you're in it, and you're submitting a certain amount of marketing material, and it's taking a consistent time to or a significant amount of time to set it up. So they're willing to work with you too.
Okay, thank you. Now, would you recommend using the same landing page as internal campaigns or different?
I would say the same. I mean, if this is brand new, I wouldn't invest a lot of creative dollars into it. If you have a paid search landing page that's working well, that's either program specific for what you're looking to do, you just want a landing page that is going to drive that lead. You don't want a lot happening on that page, not too much content. As long as you can identify it for that particular provider and you can judge performance based on it, yeah, you could use the same as campaigns run longer and you have data and performance information in there. You should come up with new creative and get some video in there. It's always fun.
Okay. Now, would you say reducing or cutting a provider too soon is one of the biggest mistakes made?
No. I think that providers have a responsibility to meet. I think the biggest mistake an advertiser could make with testing a lot of sources or having a lot of partnerships is not having early milestones and not understanding your own metrics to have confidence that that early milestone is going to get you what you need at the end of the day. I think the biggest mistakes both providers and advertisers make is not understanding the other side, right? And not understanding what goes in and the costs that go into that. I wouldn't say the biggest mistake is cutting things too soon, but it's one of them. And it's definitely, sometimes we cut campaigns too soon and then we go back and we see that maybe we should have kept it running.
Okay. So would you say the best early indicator to determine quality is?
Best early, that's going to vary. It's going to vary by advertiser. I'd say it depends. If you're using a qualify and transfer center, you're likely going to have metrics in place that qualify and transfer center has to meet a certain contact percentage and then a certain transfer percentage. If you don't have those in place and it's brand new, you might want to look at interviews and listen to a lot of those calls on the advertiser side and see about improving that process before holding partners to it. So I'd say probably transfer or interview if you're really confident in how soon you can determine or you can predict enrollments or customers down the line. I'd say contact.
Okay, thank you. Now, besides landing pages, what sort of creative resources are needed?
Oh, I kind of said that before. I like video. I think with retargeting campaigns, video is becoming more and more important. You engage with the customers more and more. If you have a ton of content on an organically driven site and you're renting that space, essentially, why not add a video? Because people are going to spend a lot less time. They're going to effectively get the message of why go to this institution, why connect with this advertiser, why do you want to learn more. They're going to learn that from a video more quickly than they are from your Why Us page on your site.
Great, thank you so much, Megan. Now, if any of our attendees have any additional questions or like further information, feel free to reach out to us at webinars@sparkroom.com. Thank you for joining us today, everyone, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you for your time. For more performance marketing resources, including our series of on-demand webinars, go to sparkroom.com/resources.